Hello again, Dan here, back for another episode of Vinyl Fury. Just a few records to show today that I've gotten fairly recently, and some VCLT that I want to show first, from my good pal Stephanie, who's going by Twee Girl these days. She sent me a lovely mix CD. I believe she sent these to all the participants of her 100 subs contest, but she has been personalizing each one. First of all, the case and jacket with the Peanuts cartoon and a note on the front, beginning to explain the contents, which continues on the inside. Great notes from her on what this music is. Drawings on the CD itself, a mix for Dan Fury. The track list is inside in a lovely little red envelope, which is a nice touch. Also a very nice touch, this cocktail umbrella that's inside the spine of the CD. And a drawing that I believe she drew a while back. I remember she sent a picture of this to me, which is pretty cool. It says Vinyl Fury, and it has an old style gramophone and some records splayed out, and kind of interesting looking cat creature playing some records. I think it's really neat. Thank you so much for sending this to me, Stephanie. A great track listing. I've heard of most of these bands and artists, familiar with most of them, but most of them I haven't really listened to or gotten into, and this is a great opportunity to take a closer look at this music. So I really appreciate you taking the time to put this together for me and all the participants of your contest, and I'm really looking forward to listening to this. Thank you very much. So a few records that I got recently. Let's see, I'll start with what I got from the record store yesterday. My buddy Zach was in town from California. He was the subject of Vinyl Collector Profile number 2. We hit up 2nd Avenue Records last night for a bit, and I just got a few things. I didn't spend very much, but I finally got a copy of Thursday Full Collapse from 2001, which was definitely at the really at the time when Screamo was coming to be, and they were really at the among the pioneers of that movement, I think, with Glassshot and Finch. Yeah, definitely an album that I remember very well from my late teenage years. I was 18 when I first heard this, and I loved it. I remember I got a promotional CD from Victory Records with Thursday and I believe a band called Water Down or something like that. And it was around the time that I was just getting out of like the new metal thing, or at least expanding my horizons beyond that. And I heard those bands and that sound, which I wasn't really familiar with at the time, and I really liked it. So this post-hardcore Screamo music really I really liked it around that time, and I still enjoy listening to it now and again. This was only $12. This is like the 6th pressing of this album, and I believe this is the first pressing that's been on black vinyl. This is on black. It's pretty thick. It's close to 180 gram, and it's out of 1,000 copies. But every other pressing is a different set of colors. There's a whole bunch of different colors of this album. It sounded actually better than I expected, especially for $12. Not bad at all. Pretty good, actually. I enjoyed listening to it again, and it had been a while. Really brought back memories. I'm surprised that I remembered as much of the songs and the lyrics as much as I do. Yeah, really great pickup for $12. My first Mahavishnu Orchestra album, Birds of Fire. I've heard Mahavishnu Orchestra, the name, over and over again in the VC, and of course John McLaughlin. I mean, if I've seen the albums before, I've kind of passed over them for some reason. Didn't really notice them, but now that I've heard the name so many times, this completely stood out to me. I was just looking through the couple of dollar bins that they had, and saw this. Thought it looked interesting, besides being the name that I recognize. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be cool. So, glad to finally get a Mahavishnu record in my collection. This was a total blind buy. I even tried to look it up to see any idea of what it was. I couldn't really get any information. But it turns out to be pretty weird. It's a split between Brock Enright and Kirsten Dierup. I guess that's how you say her last name. It's called Torben. This was sealed for $2, and it's a full-length album between the two sides. It's an 8-song album, 4 songs on each side. It's interesting. After looking into it a little bit more, Brock, I guess, is the creator of this website and business where they'll kidnap somebody. It's like a fantasy kidnapping thing. They'll actually kidnap you in the way of your choice and like carry out this whole charade of a kidnapping scenario, which has got him some publicity. And this, I guess, is his first musical project. And the music was like just really not what I'm into. Really indie sounding. Just indie to the extent of obnoxious, I think. And the Kirsten side, a couple of the tracks were okay, and one was just so strange. Her voice was all high pitched and weird sounding, and there was like baby laughing, just really off putting. So I'm glad it was only $2, because there's no way I'm going to listen to that again. And a couple that I ordered from HotTopic.com, they had a sale going on. It was a buy one get one free of their clearance items, and I'd been looking into getting these at a clearance price for a little bit, and I finally did. The one that I actually paid for was Finch, What It Is to Burn. I do have this already. Hot Topic did a colored reissue of it last year, but whoever was doing the artwork for it at Universal totally screwed it up. The cover was extremely pixelated. It looks like it had been blown up from a thumbnail size, literally. It was just awful looking. And on the label, the album title was What Is It to Burn? Just either whoever finalized it did not care or was completely oblivious. I'm really not sure how that final product got approved and printed. But they fixed it on a second pressing, which is this, on 1,000 copies on 180 gram black vinyl. And the copy that I had was also a little bit warped. It actually had a pretty sharp warp on the edge that really can't play. It'll just make the needle skip. So this is only $11, so I got it. Much better presentation overall. One of my favorite albums around the turn of the century. Along with Thursday, it's part of that movement that I was very involved in at that time. So now I have 2 copies of this. One a more playable version and one a more collectible version. And this is what I got for free, and I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. This is Under Oath, Changing of Times, and it's pretty different than the music that came after this. This is the last album with this vocalist. After that, they got somebody else and became more popular. They had a more melodic sound after this album. This was more kind of Christian hardcore sounding. They had one single called When the Sun Sleeps, which I remember seeing the video for and liked quite a bit at the time. The rest of it's just okay to me. But again, it was free. And it's on clear vinyl, and there are, I believe, 2,000 copies on clear vinyl. But there's this obnoxious thing here that says 180 gram audiophile collector's edition. And also around the label is a ring, a gold ring that says, under oath, the changing of times, 180 gram audiophile collector's edition. That is ridiculous. There's nothing audiophile about this album whatsoever. Just because it's on 180 gram vinyl does not make it audiophile quality. I mean, it's on a cloudy, clear vinyl. I'm sure there wasn't that much done to it mastering wise. There's really no rhyme or reason to make that kind of fuss. I thought that was pretty ridiculous. And they reissued another one of their albums, the one that came after this, which I like better, and I might get at some point if I find it for a good price. But same thing with the ridiculous marketing hype. If kids fall for that, I feel sorry for them, because it's complete nonsense. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today. I'm not going to be buying a whole lot for a while. That was the first trip to the record store I've made since Record Store Day, I believe, Black Friday, a couple months ago. There is only one pre-order that I have out right now, which I am looking forward to, and I think I should have that fairly soon. But other than that, I don't foresee getting many new records in the near future, but of course we'll see. So thank you for watching. Thanks for all the positive feedback on the new intro. I really appreciate that. And thank you and hello to all the new subscribers that have come on in the last couple months. Until next time, take care, enjoy your music.